welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back with another yoga video. This time I am creating a series focused on those individuals who consider themselves to be psychics, sensitive, so energetically sensitive, or even just an empath. And so this class is going to be really geared towards helping to find some grounding and stability throughout the energetic body to help to eliminate nervous system overwhelm, as well as to provide some practical, in real time, tools and techniques to manage that overwhelm through a yoga practice. So if you are ready, let's go ahead and get started. For today's practice, grab a block, and we're gonna go ahead and get started having a seat. As we begin to have the seat, feeling our bodies beginning to adjust to sitting and to the still space. Beginning to notice your outer environment and any sounds, whether that is close to you or far away. Notice the feeling, the temperature of the air around you. Then begin to notice your hands resting on your lap and begin to feel the heaviness there. Bring your awareness to your spine and see if you can lift and sit up a little bit taller. And then now begin to bring your awareness into the mind, into the brain. I just want you to get an honest feedback about what is going on inside your brain right now. Where are your thoughts at? Allowing them to become settled into this present moment. But first, we'll acknowledge them. And then now beginning to bring awareness to your energetic body. This is the part of our bodies that we cannot see, but is so intertwined and interconnected not only with our physical body, but others and our environment as well. So we're going to take an opportunity here to call back our energy that might be left lingering in the grocery store. Perhaps it's at work. Maybe it's with a conversation that you had with a partner or a friend earlier. Let's bring and call back in that energy into the center midline of your body by imagining there is a magnet. This magnet is specifically designed to attract the energy that is yours, that has been left out there, that is still lingering. And we're just going to call back those energies, bringing them into the spine. This exercise of calling back your energy, it can feel really subtle. And so we can trust the process, but we can also look for really small, subtle shifts within the body or even within our energetic body. And then now let's go ahead and begin to find where our energetic body ends and where we are at in space. So I'd like for you to take your palms, flip them outside, and just begin to kind of feel the air. And what you're looking for is a change of sensation, a change of temperature. You are looking for basically the outside of your auric layer, your etheric layer, right? So you're just looking to feel it. And this might be a learning process. So for me, I can feel it right around here, okay? So understanding that we're wanting to have our energy more and toward the center and more focused, I want you to begin to find that spot for you, find where your auric field is present. And then we're going to flip our palms to face one another, and almost as if you were going through quicksand, pulling in that auric field, pulling in everything towards the center. Normally this is a slow or slow-ish process. Hands come together. And just take a deep breath here. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, let's go ahead and reach our arms up and over our heads, getting a nice big stretch. We're just gonna go from the right to the left. You can keep your hands up, or you can bring one arm down as you reach over to the other side. This is really up to you. Whatever's gonna help you feel more stable, helping you to feel more present as well as what helps you to feel the best stretch. So we're just getting into the side body here, into the side waist. One more on each side. See if you can really pull in your belly as you begin to lift up. Last one. All right. So coming up from here, maybe do a little wiggle. Go around through your neck a little bit. Help yourself to feel a little bit better. And let's go ahead and make our way into a tabletop. So tabletop, we are stacking our joints here. We are stacking our shoulders over our wrist. Our hips are going to come right over our knees. Fingers are spread nice and wide. And go ahead and plant those feet onto the floor. So instead of tucking the feet down, plant the tops of them down. Feel those feet pressing into the floor. And let's start to find a few rounds of cat and cow. So dropping that belly, lifting your gaze. As you lift, I want you to imagine you're drawing those shoulder blades down the back. Yeah, and then as you exhale, we're going to curl and round, tucking it in. Let's find two more just like this. So inhale, belly drops. Gaze lifts up, shoulders slide away. Exhale, curl, tuck. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming right back here into that tabletop, we're going to extend our right leg behind us, beginning to find our way into spinal balancing. You might want to tuck those left toes for a little bit more support or stability. Reach that left arm, extending it far away from you, aligning that arm with the ear, thumb points up, hold. Feel the stability of your right hand. Feel how your right hand and your left knee are working together along with your core. Inhale, and then exhale, hand and knee finds the floor. All right, great job. Let's do that on the other side. So now we're going to extend that left leg out, maybe tucking those right toes underneath, really pressing through that heel. Right arm now reaches up. Now as you're engaging your core, we're paying attention to what parts of our body are supporting us, what parts of our body are on the ground, the hand, the knee. Extend and release. From here, let's go ahead and tuck those toes underneath, finding our way into a downward facing dog. Downward facing dog here, guys. Let's go ahead and shift forward into our plank. Let's begin to find a little bit more of our alignment. So our shoulders are stacked over our wrist, holding this plank, feeling our body beginning to get stronger, feeling the stability and the support of our hands grounding us. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 2 really big breaths here, breathing in through the back body. Settling into the breath, allowing that head to drop. Please take a look in between your hands. We're going to take our right foot right in between the hands. Take your left foot up to meet it. We're now in a standing forward fold, top of your mat. So allow those arms just to dangle. Allow your head to dangle here. Create some traction in the neck. Create some space. From here, begin to release the hands down. Pull in your core. So we are connecting to the belly here. Slowly, slowly rise on up into a standing position. So now we are in mountain pose. So we are here in our mountain. We are feeling our feet. We are rooting down our feet. And this is where I want you to notice. Notice the lower part of your body, from your hips, your thighs, your knees, and your feet. Feeling this really strong, sturdy foundation and trunk. Maybe even bringing your hands at your heart. One more breath here. Breathing in. Exhale, breathe out. We're going to start to find a little bit of a flow here. From here, we're going to inhale our arms up and over our heads, really reach and extend. As we exhale, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, palm your mat, bring your left leg behind you. We're gonna sink down into a low runner's lunge. So you're gonna see that my knee is stacked right over the ankle. I'm gonna keep my back knee lifted for a few rounds of breath. I'm really gonna press down into that right foot. I'm also gonna press back to that left heel. So I'm really active in the feet. Inhale. Exhale, drop that knee onto the mat. We're now lifting ourselves up into a modified crescent lunge. Modified crescent lunge. Instead of those arms coming up and over our head today, let's interlace those hands behind our head. Open up through the chest, open up through the back. Open up through the chest and open up through the back. Inhale. As you exhale, palm the mat, you're gonna straighten that front leg. Point the toes towards your face. We're now in splits prep. Inhale, halfway lift. Take that right hip back just a little bit. And then as you fold, make sure you're pointing the toes towards your face and you're actually trying to drag that heel towards you. Don't drag it, but the intention of dragging is still there. And you're gonna feel a little bit more in that hamstring and where it connects to the glutes. One more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, bend right back into this front knee. Lift that back knee up off of the floor. Step it up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale those arms up, reach and rise, getting super tall here. I'm gonna turn to face the camera. Exhale, sink it down, chair pose, Utkatasana. You're gonna notice that anytime arms are up over your head, I'm gonna place my hands here at my heart. This is my preferred way to practice into my shoulders and into my arms. So let's sink down here into the chair. Okay, so we think about a chair. What is holding us here in the chair? Our roots, okay? So thinking about that right leg, I want you to get really firm, really strong, and then we're just gonna slightly lift that left foot off the floor, one-legged chair. Now still sink down into that squat, still sinking into that chair. Pause. Notice the stability or instability. And let's go ahead and switch sides. So just shift your weight over to the left. Feeling that switch of attention in the body, feeling the core beginning to get activated as well. Great job, guys. Place that right foot down. Sink down into that chair. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, sink down a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Great job. From here, we're gonna inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, palm the mat. Right leg steps behind us this time. Low runner's lunge. We're gonna keep that back knee lifted just for a couple rounds of breath. Really paying attention to that left foot here. And then pressing back into that right heel. So we're really active in the feet here and really bringing our attention to what parts of our body are touching and making contact with the floor. From here, let's drop that back knee down. Inhale, lift up, modified crescent lunge. On the last round, we took our hands behind our head and we interlaced them. So let's go ahead and do that here. Open up through the chest. Sink in, and if you feel a little wobbly, squeeze your inner thighs together. Find some stability in the core. Lifting those arms up, planting them down here, straighten that front leg. Splits prep. We inhale for a halfway lift. As we exhale, we're gonna slide that left hip back, point the toes towards our face, and fold. Just like we did on the last side, act like you're trying to drag that heel towards you. Get a little bit more active in that leg. Can you feel that connection to the glute? Can you feel your hands supporting you? Great job. From here, we're gonna bend right back here into that front knee, lift it up. This time, take it back into your plank pose. We're stacking the shoulders over our wrist. We're squeezing our inner thighs together. If you would like to take a vinyasa here, go ahead. I'm gonna modify. My shoulders have been a little cranky lately. We're gonna inhale for our back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Huge breath here. So breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale your right leg up high to the sky. Exhale this foot right in between your hands. We're back into that low runner's lunge. We were there earlier, okay? Back knee stays lifted. And then slightly lift up, slightly, until you are all the way up into a regular crescent lunge. So here in our crescent lunge, we are keeping that front knee stacked over the ankle. I'm going to keep my hands right at my hips. Sink down. Once again, we're focusing on the feet. We're focusing on feeling grounded. So press down through that right foot. That back heel is really pressing down as if it's going to reach the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, palm the mat, straighten your legs. We're now coming into intense chest stretch or pyramid pose. All 10 toes are facing forward, and imagine that you are on railroad tracks instead of a balance beam. So we want some space, some distance between our right and our left foot. We inhale halfway. We exhale, we fold. Breathing here. Once again, feeling the feet press down. Notice that as you press the feet down, it almost lifts up the hips. And as the hips lift up, we can fold a little bit deeper. Great job. Take a look right in between your hands. Step it up, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise for chair, Utkatasana. I'm going to come and face the camera again. Sink it down. All right, from here, we're going to shift our weight towards that right foot. Lift that left foot up off of the floor. One-legged chair, sink down. All right, now from here, can you lift this leg up? One-legged mountain pose. Find your balance. Pause. Breathe. Feel that right leg supporting you. Feel your core helping you. Inhale. And then exhale, release, and shake it out. So you can kind of feel that in the right leg, right? All right, let's go ahead and either vinyasa that out. You can totally skip vinyasas, guys. Maybe hold plank or just meet me back in downward facing dog. I'm gonna do another modified variation here. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, palming the mat. I'm gonna step back into my plank first. Come onto my knees. Lower down for my chaturanga. Inhale. And then exhale. I'm going to take it back, downward facing dog. All right, guys, 2 rounds of breath here. Breathing it in. Letting it all go. Inhale. And exhale. All right, last flow, right? So we're going to lift that left leg up. Place that foot right in between your hands, low runner's lunge. Keep that back knee lifted. Find your right here. Squeeze those inner thighs together. We're going to slowly lift up. Lift, until we're here in our crescent lunge on the other side. Making sure, once again, that front knee is stacked. Belly is pulled in, sinking into those hips. I'm going to keep my hands here at my hips. You can keep your hands or place them wherever makes sense for you. Sinking here. Breathe. Maybe you're feeling the leg begin to shake a little bit. You're not alone. One more breath. And then hands down, intense chest stretch. So we're bringing that back foot up a little bit. All 10 toes are facing forward. We also want to make sure that our hips stay nice and square. So please make sure that left hip slides back just a little bit. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. So guys, as you're here, once again, press down through the feet. Really grounded. As you press into the feet, see if you can notice your big toe on both feet, then the pinky toe on both feet. Can you press down equally through both? Maybe, just maybe. A few more breaths here. Allow that head to hang heavy. All right, my friends, let's take a look right between our hands. We're going to step it up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise for chair. Utkatasana. Coming right back to face the camera again. We're going to work towards that one-legged mountain pose, balance. Shift your weight to the left. Right foot lifts up. Pause here. Find a focal point, because as you do, you're going to lift up. You're going to feel that glute activate. You're going to pull that right knee closer in towards your chest. One-legged mountain pose. Nice strong balance, nice strong core. We're here for one more breath. And exhale, release. Great job, guys. So this is pretty much the end of our flow here. So let's take a last and final vinyasa, if that is in your practice, and then we're gonna meet back in a child's pose. So let's flow through this vinyasa one last time. I'm gonna attempt to go for a full-on vinyasa here. We'll see how it looks, see how it feels. We lower down. Let's come into a back bend, and then exhale, child's pose. I'm gonna place my forehead on a block here. Feel free to keep your forehead onto the mat. So we're bringing our chest towards the ground, hips towards the heels. Arms extend out nice and long. Bringing your awareness once again back into your physical body. Can you feel the flow of energy through it? One of the reasons why us sensitives and psychics get really overwhelmed with stimuli is that all of that stimuli has nowhere to go. So when we move our body, we allow that energy to move as well. As much as us psychics and sensitives need movement to allow that flow, we also need plenty of time for decompression, time to rest, time to truly come back to ourselves so we can be balanced and functional with all of these capacities and capabilities that we have. A few more breaths here. Allow the face to relax if you can. And then go ahead and slowly begin to lift yourself on up. Let's come off of our heels. Let's bring our feet together. And we're gonna find a bound angle pose. If your hips are really tight here, then you might wanna place 2 blocks. So 1 block underneath your knees for a little bit of extra support. Otherwise, you can just keep them here. You can also, you have options, so you can stay upright, or you can begin to fold forward. I'm gonna take that folded variation. First, I'm gonna lift my arms over my head, and then I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna reach, extend, keeping my back flat, and then I'm going to fold. As I'm folding, I want you to pay attention to your feet, to the insides of the feet, and can you press them together and then open the feet out like a book? And then begin to settle here, feeling an opening and perhaps a stretch through the hips or even the low back. And so bringing your awareness here into where you're feeling this. Notice how the mind might want to wander off, and we just need to guide it gently back into this space and into what we're doing in this moment. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Slowly begin to come walk up. Maybe taking your hands behind you and just windshield wiping those legs side to side. From here, we're going to find a comfortable and easy seat for a few rounds of breath. And let's go ahead and begin to stretch out our neck a little bit. So starting with some circles or semicircles. Rolling through to one side and then to the other, moving really slowly, gently. And just kind of noticing any areas that feel crunchy. Any areas that might need a little extra attention, and maybe that's where you use your hands for a little extra support or even some massage down the neck, the shoulders, or even the face. Let's go ahead and interlace those hands behind our back, open up through the chest. And if you can, see if you can bring your hands down to the floor and then lift up the heart by squeezing the shoulder blades together and lifting that area of your chest up. Great job, guys. All right, slowly begin to come up. Make sure you have that block. We're going to use it in a second. We're going to go ahead and lower ourselves down onto the floor, onto our mats. Beginning to prepare for a supported bridge pose. I absolutely love supported bridge. So what I love about using a block in supported bridge is that you have 3 different heights. We have our low, our medium, and we also have our high setting. I'm going to go with my medium setting today. I'm going to check to see where I'm at, and then I can adjust from there. So from here, we're going to plant our feet into the floor, lift our hips up, and I want you to pause here. Lift your hips up higher, press your feet down into the floor, and just pause. So we're just going to allow that block just to slide right at the tailbone here, allowing the arms to rest and bringing heaviness to the hips. Noticing what you notice about the physical body, your energetic body. If you feel like there is a part of you that might be in what we call psychic or sensitive overwhelm, this also could be called nervous system overwhelm, but specifically towards those who are psychic and sensitive. What we can learn and understand is that we have a lot of filters in our body that are there to filter out all of that extra stimuli and information. Sometimes, though, those filters get clogged or they're not working properly. And so I'd like for you to bring your awareness into the third eye. So that is that place right between your eyebrows, right along the brow line. And as you bring your awareness into this space, I want you just to notice what you notice about it. If your third eye had a visual, what do you see? What does it feel like? We're going to continue to work with this third eye, but we're going to come out of our bridge pose first. So bringing your awareness back to the feet, lift up those hips, remove that block, and then really slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, the tailbone is going to come down last. From here, let's begin to hug the knees and towards our chest. If you have a wall near you, and if you don't, no worries, you can also do this and putting your legs up over a couch or even a chair. We're going to come into legs up the wall from here. So we are going to bring our hip right against the wall and just kind of maneuver yourself. There was another video in here that I was really joking that there's no graceful way to come into this shape, and I still don't have a graceful one. So depending on the openness of your back body, really meaning your hamstrings, this is going to determine how close or how far you're away from the wall. So right now, I am flush up against the wall. My body feels really great here. However, there have been some times where I've needed to kind of push my bum away. And so that way there is a different angle for my legs. So as the legs are lifted and supported by the wall, Arms are resting out heavy. We're going to finish working with our third eye here. So please make sure that you feel comfortable. And in fact, let's take a few moments to make yourself feel about 10 to 15% more comfortable than you are right now. So just do maybe a little wiggle or just checking in. Once your body has settled into the shape, begin to bring your awareness once again to your third eye. Earlier, we may have been able to visualize it or get some sensation, and we're just going to tune into that again. Tuning it into that third eye and remembering that the third eye has a filter. What we're actually going to be working with is what's called a psychic dial. And so this is going to require some visualization and also some trust within yourself. But with that third eye, imagine that there is like a temperature gauge or a dial going from 0 to 10, whatever is going to work best for you, whatever just kind of shows up. We're going to ask our third eye, so the part that is the psychic dial, to show us where we're at on the spectrum right now. So, like, how much stimuli are we taking in? How much overwhelm? And let's just kind of get a good idea of where we're at right now. So for me, I am seeing the number 7. And so I'm going to go off of that dial of 0 to 10. And so 7 to me feels a little high. 0 would be, absolutely nothing. And 10 would be very, very overwhelmed. And so I am going to ask my psychic dial, my third eye, if it's willing to shift to a lower number. So to perhaps to a 5. You'll get kind of a subtle yes or no. Hopefully, if it's a yes, then we can just ask that third eye to then adjust to that new number. So I'm asking it to adjust to 5. And then I'm just going to check in with the rest of my body. And that feels really good. I'm still open, but there's a little bit more filtration coming through. We can also let that psychic dial know that it really only needs to be filtering out information that truly pertains to us, like what is important for us. Sometimes those of us who are sensitive and psychic, we are pulling in so much information that our body can have a really hard time discerning what's ours and what is somebody else's. And so providing that knowledge with your third eye, with that psychic dial, that it has some choice, then we can allow that part of us to grow a little stronger and develop an even stronger energetic container. Please go ahead and begin to bring your knees in over your chest. Maybe push yourself a little bit away from the wall and coming into the fetal position. Taking a moment here just to note, to check in with your body and how you feel. And then from here, we're going to press ourselves up. I did not include a Shavasana in this practice. However, if you still feel like you need time to do that, please feel free to lay for as long as you can or as long as you'd like. We're going to end our practice here by finding some sort of easy seat. Hands come together at the heart. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the arms up and over our head. Big breath and exhale. Dropping the hands towards the heart. One more time. Inhale and exhale. From here, let's go ahead and begin to create some friction, create some heat in the palms and the hands. From here, bring it to your third eye. Cover your eyes for a brief moment, feeling the heat, and then bringing that heat to the heart. Those of us who are psychic and sensitive definitely experience the world in a different way than others. This can be a beautiful, beautiful gift, but it can also be overwhelming at times. It is so important that we continue to cultivate tools and resources for a stronger nervous system, as well as a strong energetic container for us to work with all of those energies. And so we can really put out what we are supposed to in this world and living out our purpose. I want to thank all of you so much for joining me for this practice. And I look forward to offering more yoga videos for psychics and sensitives in the future. Thank you.